guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. I am a solo mom of one daughter, and today I have for you kind of a unique video. So this week I am going to try every day that I get home from work to pick 2 tasks that I have on my list right here. So I have empty my trash cans, clean my upstairs bathroom, sweep and mop the floor, switch my tablecloth out, laundry, and then clean the fridge. So I'm going to try to group, if you will, these tasks up to do at least 2 each evening when I come home. So probably going to do like trash cans with something that's a little bit more labor intensive, you could say, like with sweeping and mopping my floor, or I might group those together. Switching my tablecloth and vacuuming my living room because the tablecloth won't take very long. So I'm going to try to set a goal to do 2 of these tasks each night when I come home from work or when I'm done with my day, because we do have like a sporting event on Tuesday that we need to go to. So I'm going to try my best to get these things done to help with the next week and try not to feel so overwhelmed this week, because I'm going to have to do some clean outs and get rid of some things, and I'll, record that for you guys and post it on here. But anyway, that is what this video is. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but that's where we're starting. So join me. Hopefully this is helping you stay motivated, hopefully helping you to get some things done around your house. We can do it together. So let's just get right into it. All right, you guys, so I grouped the tasks together. So I'm going to empty my trash cans and clean my bathroom, and then sweep and mop the floor I just put into one because that's a pretty labor intensive task. At least in my opinion it is. Mopping my floor, I have to move my table and move a lot of things. So we're going to just do that. And then also vacuuming my living room and switching my tablecloth. That'll be easy to do together. It's in like the same general area. Same with laundry and cleaning out the fridge. So I feel a little bit overwhelmed, but let's see. This is, here, I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what I have to do. So this could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hopefully I can have some time Friday to not have to do anything, but we will wait and see. And like I said, I have a lot of like clean outs and things that I'm going to start working on. So we're going to get right into it. I know I said that earlier, but we're really going to get into it now. All right, guys. So I'm first going to empty the trash can. So this doesn't have that much in it, my daughter. So I'm just going to put it with those trash cans and leave it up there. But I try to do this, I would say like at least once a week. Sometimes I have to do it more depending on how full my trash cans get. I usually forget, sorry, the lighting is so bad in my apartment, but I usually forget to do this one in the bathroom. It looks like it's empty. So we're going to go ahead and just dump these into the trash. Make it easier on ourselves. And I think I bought smaller trash cans this time around, or trash bags, not trash bins, but got that all done. They seem to, these yellow ones, I think they're from Target, like the tall trash bins, they seem to not hold as much as the other ones I had, which I can't remember where I got those, but we're going to go ahead and put these back, and then we will start on our next task, which is cleaning the bathroom. All right, you guys, I know I've done a lot of talking already in this video, but anyway, so this is what my bathroom looks like before. This is my shower. It doesn't get super dirty, but it does get some, like, it's not mold or mildew I'm thinking of. It's like, it just gets dirty on the sides from the water. And then this is what my counter looks like. That is what I usually dread the most, is cleaning off my counter, just because I have so much stuff I really need to like get rid of and try to downsize. those kind of things. But anyway, I am starting with cleaning our brushes and ponytails and combs and all of that kind of stuff. So I get really, really hot water in my sink, and then I use barbicide. I have my cosmetology license, and that was what we used in hair school. And to be honest with you, ever since my daughter got head lice about roughly like a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, but once she got that, I was like, I am not playing around anymore, even though from what I've heard is like they don't live on surfaces, or they can't live on surfaces for very long, and they have to have a head host in order to thrive. But I don't know, it just makes me feel better, so I'm going to continue to do it. And I do it about once a week if I can, sometimes every other week. And I only let her, also probably pretty bad, wear like a ponytail one day, and then I put it aside to be washed, especially at school. At home or like on the weekends, I don't care as much, but at school, I care. So that's what I did first. And then obviously I'm just spraying down the shower. I like to let that sit for a little bit and then work on another task. As you guys saw, I was able to finish my toilet. I absolutely love the Clorox wand to clean my toilet. I am going to throw my other brush away. I just haven't yet, just because it's connected to my plunger. So the Clorox wand, I think, is amazing. I've seen other like content creators use it, and I was like, oh, I don't need that. It's probably expensive, but honestly, it was so worth it. I think it was like $12, and then it came with a couple of the like changing pads, and then I ended up buying more because I was like, this is so worth it to be able to throw away your little sponge. And the one I have now is like moldy, and it's just really gross. So I'm super glad to be able to do that, even though it's not very good for the environment. That's kind of the one downfall that I kind of see with something like that. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and wipe down my shower. I just use a sponge with the spray that's already been sitting on there. I would love to get, I'm so sorry, it's mostly you seeing my butt right here. I apologize. I did not notice that. But I would love to get like a shower scrubber, but right now I'm just not super focused on it. As long as I can reach in there and get it clean, I'm just going to keep doing the method that I've been using for years. someday I hope to get a shower like scrub brush. That would be really cool, but right now it's just not on my list of things that I really, really feel like I need. So, and then I let this usually sit for about 10 minutes. Sometimes I forget about it and it sits for a while, which isn't good for the metal because it makes it rust. But the plastic seems to be fine, but it can, like, it's so potent that it can like destroy your stuff a little bit. So sometimes I think this is probably not the best way to do it, because I think my mom used to use ammonia. I don't know. I just don't really, the smell of that is just very strong. And I think I read if you leave your combs and brushes in like really hot water for like 5 minutes, then that will kill anything that's on it, or most things. But like I said, I just like to be safe, so that's what I've been using. I just bought a big bottle of that at Sally's. Anyways, now I'm just going to go ahead and clean this off and then clean my makeup brushes before I spray everything down. I'm obviously struggling with my back here. The sink is just so low and I feel like I'm pretty tall, so it's just really annoying. I honestly hate cleaning makeup brushes, and I probably don't do it the correct way, but I just take a bar of soap and I scrub it on there, and I have like a little tiny mitten that would probably help, but this is just how I've always done it. And I use like the Dove soap, antibacterial if I can find it. I guess I don't know if Dove does antibacterial, but whatever their like original soap is, I'm pretty sure it's not antibacterial, but I feel like it does a good job and it doesn't have that like yucky residue on your brushes when you do it. I feel like if I were to do like Dial, it leaves behind like a residue, and you can just kind of tell like after you've washed them, or maybe I'm not rinsing them well enough. But I don't have any brush shampoo. That would probably be a little bit better. And I probably need to get new brushes because these I've had for a long time. One of them, I think it's this one, like the top kind of popped off. But you know what? They do the job. They're fine. And I'm just going to continue to clean them so that I can hopefully continue to use them. Also, how often, if you wear makeup, do you clean your makeup brushes? Because I definitely don't do it enough. I used to be better about it when my acne was pretty bad, just because I know that can irritate it. But my acne is pretty much cleared up, which is kind of shocking to me because I've struggled with acne my entire life. Like there was never not a time where I didn't have a pimple, it felt like, or something. And now my face is the clearest I think it's ever been, probably since before high school, which seems really sad. Because in high school, I even was on like a medication, like a what am I thinking of? Not tretinoid, but it might have been doxycycline or cycline or whatever. And that worked wonders, but I was sick all the time. Like, I felt like it weakened my immune system so much that that was something that I didn't ever want to go back to, being like taking a pill medication. So I am on birth control to kind of help with it. It does give me headaches, which stinks, but it seems to have helped it clear up, at least the one that I'm on. And then I also use a tretinoid cream, which is, honestly, I attribute most of this, my clear skin, to that, because it has just worked absolute wonders. If you are struggling, I feel like that would be something to definitely try if you can get your hands on it. If anybody's interested in how I was able to get it, let me know. I don't have like a consistent physician, so I kind of did like a workaround, you could say, but I will definitely share if you'd like me to. And then the other thing I was going to say is, oh yeah, and if I had a very, very old video, if you want to go check it out, on how I helped clear my acne. It's changed a little bit since then, obviously, because I'm on the tretinoid cream and the birth control, because I got off that for a while and it was a whole thing. But anyway, there was something else. Shoot, I just lost my train of thought. I always do that. Something about I'm also using Head and Shoulders to wash my face. I don't know if that's really making a difference anymore, but I've been using it for months and months, maybe even over a year, and so I'm just going to continue using it. It seems to not break me out, at least. This is what my bathroom looks like once it is all clean. I'm so happy that this is done. Finally, it had been probably a little, like maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half since it was done. So I still need to sweep the floor. So I'm gonna do that, and I will show you how I do that. I just usually use my little Swiffer up here just because it's a lot to get out my spin mop, but this is what it's looking like for right now. Like I said, I'm super happy with a clean bathroom and a clean countertop. So I am gonna move. So once I'm done washing the combs and brushes and scrunchies and things, I put them in a towel. You have to rinse them off, and then I put them in a towel and kind of let them dry overnight. Typically, I try to like keep them in the towel and then like unfold the towel so that they can kind of air dry a little bit. Sometimes they're not all the way dry, especially the scrunchies, but I usually just throw them back in the bin and they'll dry eventually. So I'm just using my little dustpan to wipe up all the nasty crumbs and things. Ponytail holders that I've cut out of my daughter's hair from the bathroom. This was my last Swiffer pad, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it's my last one in this pack. So I usually just use my Swiffer for like the small areas, like both of my bathrooms. But if I'm going to clean my kitchen floor, then I pull out my spin mop. But I don't feel like it's worth bringing it, like filling it up and bringing it all the way up here just to do this really tiny space. All right, you guys, this is the actual final look of my bathroom once the floor is done. Like I said, I'm so glad that this is finally done with. I love having a clean spaces, especially a clean bathroom. It just makes me feel really good and that my life is somewhat in order when I have a pretty clean looking space. All right, you guys, so I am all finished with cleaning my upstairs bathroom. I'm whispering just because my daughter is sleeping. Sorry for that light. I was trying to turn it. There we go. And so I can check those two things off my list. I don't know if I said it is Monday. So we got 2 things down and we have many more to go. And I'm feeling a little tired tonight, but hopefully we can power through the rest of the week. I'm a little bit nervous for tomorrow just because we have gymnastics and we don't get home till kind of late. So I'm hoping I can still find the motivation to get some tasks done tomorrow. So I will check back in with you then. Hey guys, so tonight is Wednesday now. I had every intention of trying to get things done last night on Tuesday, but I forgot that my daughter needed a bath after gymnastics, and so I just took some time to get the things done that I need to get done, like dishes, lunch packing, and things like that, and then I honestly took a shower, washed my hair, and went up to bed, so that's okay. And tonight I was planning on getting a lot done, but unfortunately, I decided to go to my parents' house for dinner, and so we got home a little bit late. We had to do some homework, and then I put my daughter to bed, and now here we are, basically. I did scroll on my phone for a little bit, but I had every intention of getting more done tonight, and that didn't happen. So I have started sorting my laundry, so I'm going to finish doing that. Hopefully throw another load in tonight. I did do 2 already, so I was happy about that. So we're moving on that a little bit. And then I really wanted to clean out my fridge, but I think that is just going to be a task that's going to take a little bit longer than what I want to spend tonight. So I think I'm going to replace that with making strawberry jam because I thawed a big bag of strawberries that I really want to use up. I'm trying to clean out the frozen things that I have in my freezer. And so I think I'm going to replace the fridge clean out with that tonight. And then hopefully be able to do that or like add it to another task. I am a little bit nervous for tomorrow because we get home pretty late. I usually walk with a friend on Thursday, so I'm probably there again, not going to get a whole lot done, but maybe Friday or like this weekend. I'm not really sure. I guess I think I have a meeting Friday night actually, so probably won't get a lot done there. But we're going to try to keep pushing through and seeing what we can get done this week, even if it's not turning out how I envisioned. Like I said, I wanted to do 2 tasks every night, but life is busy, and I don't know about anybody else, but I definitely struggle with getting things done during the week. It is just so stressful because you just have such a small window of time after work. If you have kids, if you have activities, if you want to work out or things like that. So enough of me talking. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to get a few things done at least tonight. So let's go. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm sorry my dryer's going in the background, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the strawberries, and then I'll put in a load of laundry and finish sorting. So I'm gonna grab those. I'm gonna hopefully put the jam in these 2 glass mason jars. So this is my bag of strawberries. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my pan. So this is a super easy recipe, which is why I am excited to do it. Hope everything will fit in this pan. I might regret this, but this is the size that I'm using. It says it calls for 4 cups of strawberries, so we're gonna start with that. Honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of these. So these were picked fresh. It's a big cup. One, and they're really like saucy. 2. I'd really like to use this whole bag, but I think this might be a little bit too much. 3, and then I mean it used almost all of it. There's 4, so I'm a little bit worried. They're kind of liquidy, but hopefully that will be okay. So we're gonna leave the rest. Not sure what I'm gonna do with that, with this sink, and then it calls for 1 cup of sugar, and then also 2. I have to pause. Yeah, hold on. All right, here we go. We're back. So 1 cup of sugar, then it has 2, I think it's tablespoons of lemon juice. We're gonna go ahead and put this on high because we have to bring it to a boil. I've never made jam before, homemade jam, jelly, whatever you want to call it, so I'm kind of excited. I hope it turns out well. I'm actually a little bit nervous because, like I said, these are super liquidy, but maybe that will help them like boil down a little faster. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get the lemon juice, and we're gonna let these simmer. Something was on the bottom of my burner and it stinks, so that's unfortunate. I would love to use fresh lemon juice, but I don't have that. I'm just gonna use this, which hopefully will work, because I'm using all these strawberries and I hope this tastes good and it doesn't go to waste. 1 and 2. I don't think it was specific that it had to be fresh, but might put this in a bind later. So we're just gonna go ahead and stir this occasionally and bring it to a boil. I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's what it looks like. It looks delicious. The strawberries were super good when we picked them. They were gorgeous. I love picking strawberries. They taste so much better when they're fresh versus at the store. Like the difference, and even the size difference too. They were a lot bigger this year when we picked them than they were last year, but the size difference too, like you can tell what's fresh and what is from a grocery store that's probably been super modified. But I'm gonna go ahead and let these sit for a little while, and I'm gonna go grab a load of laundry really quick and put it in my washer. I'm back over here, so I let it come to a boil, the strawberries, and then I turned it down, and it says to keep it at like a rolling boil at a low heat, and then constantly stir for 15 to 20 minutes. I didn't read that part, or I probably wouldn't have done this tonight, so I could do other things, but too late now. So I have a timer going for 15 minutes, and I'm gonna let this simmer, and I'm gonna pretty much constantly stir. I am trying to get in this load of laundry, and I got my daughter some new clothes, so I'm gonna show those really quick, and I'm trying to cut the tags off of them and put them in the washer. So I'm just gonna leave this and keep watching it and stirring it. I'm really hoping that I cut them small enough, because I was like, oh, this is fine, but there's like kind of some big chunks in there, but live and learn, I guess. This is the first time, so hopefully it turns out well, and if it doesn't, maybe I can use it for something else, I don't know. But anyway, so I will go ahead, just have to cut one more tag off of the clothes, and then I will show you guys what I got my daughter. So I went to the children's place. Well, I went to pick it up, but I actually ordered this all online. It was around, I think, $93 or $94, which I kind of got a lot of stuff. I am gonna have to take back a couple pairs of pants that I got for her, because I got her the wrong size. So I think that their sizes run a little bit small on the small side, and they usually shrink. So I would say go up a size. I did not, which was honestly stupid. I should have, but the coats fit her really well. So I got her this really cute, like, blue winter coat with like a furry hood. I love this. I think it's a really cute color. It's super soft inside. So I loved this. Super excited about that. I also got her this raincoat. It's really thin, and we like to wear, or she does, I usually put her in like a hoodie or a sweatshirt every day, because she says it's cold at school, and it's obviously now kind of chilly outside. My strawberries are kind of bubbling up here. And so I kind of was happy to get like a thinner one, so she can wear like a sweatshirt under it if she wants to. She doesn't have to though. But I got this pink just raincoat, has a hood. Always has to have a hood if it's raining, at least I think so. I also got her a hat and glove set. We have a ton of hats. I didn't really need another hat, but this is super warm inside and puffy and cute. But we did really need gloves. So I had a bunch of gloves last year, but she grew out of all of them. They were like super teeny tiny. And I do have 2 pairs of waterproof. I have a pair of mittens and then gloves, but I don't really think she needs to wear those to school like every day or often. So I got her just this pair. I'm probably gonna get her another pair just in case these get lost or whatever, but for right now, they didn't have just pairs of gloves, they had the sets, so I figured what the heck, we really needed the gloves. And then I did get her a couple of long sleeve t-shirts, which I kind of wanted to take these back because I feel like they're gonna shrink up really badly and they're gonna be too short in the arms or down here by her belly, but she really liked them. So I have this one, it says dream, it's just a heart. I got her a 5'6". I probably should have went up to a 6X, but it's okay. They'll only last for one season anyway. Like I said, their clothes seem to shrink up pretty well. So I got her this one, and then I got her another one that I think has like a perfume bottle or says love on it or something. And then I also got her a pair of like flared, what's the word I'm thinking of? Just like flared, like brownish colored pants. They're like ribbed. They're really cute, and they have like a really cute little waistband. And she already tried those on, and she took them off upstairs, and so she's sleeping in her room right now, so I'm not gonna go get those, but maybe I'll take a picture of them and show them, put them in here. But and then I got her 2 pairs of like jeggings, like the fake jeans, and those were too short. I have a very tall little one, and so she's super tall and super skinny, so we always have to, nothing really fits her, I feel like. And honestly, I was the same way as a kid. I was super thin, you can believe that now, but super tiny, and always had to have like a long but I don't think they have longs in the pants that I got. So I'll probably end up taking those back. But like I said, that was kind of a lot of stuff for less than $100. I did have a coupon that I used because I had gotten some pajamas there. So I did use that. I think it was like $10 off 40 plus. And then I also stacked that with I think it's 10% off if you pick up in store instead of getting it shipped to your house. So that made it, I feel like, an even better deal. So pretty excited about that. But I feel like they need clothes all the time. I feel like I can't go through a season without having to get something new just because they grow so much. But anyway, I will stop talking now. Probably tired of hearing me talk. If anyone, though, really quick, has any suggestions of where they get their kids' clothes, please comment down below. That would be great because I feel like I struggle sometimes with where to go. I usually do like TJ Maxx, I feel like has a lot of good sets. Old Navy, sometimes I can find a few things. Target, Kohl's. I try to go secondhand, but I feel like the clothes are just as expensive buying secondhand as they are buying new on sale. So I don't know. And I also don't really want to take the time to go looking. And if I usually I have specific items that I want, and they are usually pretty picked over, at least at the stores that I go to. And for her age and size. If I had a younger child, I feel like it'd be a lot easier. But anyway, so we're about 8 minutes in. I'll show you what the store looking like. So we are hopefully getting somewhere. It smells delicious in here. So like I said, it's kind of foamy and frothy. I hope that the liquid that they were in the bag isn't affecting this too much, but we will see because it looks kind of foamy and I don't really like that. But anyway, we're just gonna keep it moving. All right, you guys, so it's been 15 minutes. I don't think this is done just because it's still kind of chunky and there's something about it. I feel like staying on the spoon a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this on for another 5 minutes and then we'll check back in after that. All right, you guys, so this has simmered and I stirred it pretty much consistently I set the timer for 5 minutes and then I didn't think it was done, so I did another 2 minutes, but I think it's looking pretty good, or maybe as good as it's gonna get. So I'm gonna go ahead and test it. They said in the recipe, if you put some on a spoon and then you put it on a cold plate and you run your finger through it, if it holds its shape and gets kind of wrinkly, I think it's done. So we're going to go ahead and try that. A little bit afraid because it's kind of hot, but I don't know if it's like, it feels too liquidy still. It tastes really good, but I don't know. I think I might keep it on for just a little bit longer. All right, you guys, so I stirred this for a few more minutes. I'm pretty sure it's done. So we're gonna go ahead and let it cool off and then put it into our jars. And I taste tested it and it is super, super delicious. So I'm really excited about this. All right, guys, so you saw what my jam looked like. I really hope it turns out well because I often think that I can't do hard things or make things homemade or from scratch. And so, like I said, I hope it turns out really well because I am super proud that I tried that. I was a little bit nervous. I don't know why. I think it's just because I don't like wasting food if it doesn't turn out. It stresses me out, and I worked really hard to pick those strawberries and they were really good. So like I said, I'm hoping it turns out well, and it's just like jam from the grocery store, but it doesn't have all the other junky stuff that regular jam has. So it was a super easy recipe and I'm so glad that I did it. even if it doesn't turn out that well, it was a good experience. And it took probably closer to like 35 to maybe 40 minutes for me. But yeah, I got that done. I am waiting on my last load of laundry to finish, then I'm going to put it in the dryer. And then I'm letting the jam cool, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator. And then I think I'm going to call it. While I wait for that, my laundry to finish and my jam to cool, I'm going to go up and take a shower, and then probably eat a bowl of ice cream and a cookie and just kind of relax for the rest of the night and read, just because I'm tired. It's almost 10 o'clock. I think it was like 9:45 the last time that I looked, and I am just about ready for bed. So I will pick this up tomorrow and see how much I can get done then. All right, you guys, so this was Thursday night. I'm pretty sure, as you can see, my fridge is completely disgusting. It's really bad. It's been a while since I've cleaned it out. Obviously, as you can see, there's just stuff everywhere. There's lots of stains. And so let's get started on this. So I like to do this a little bit in sections. So instead of just taking everything out all at once, I like to do the door first, and then after I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and take out the rest of the things in the fridge. I think part of the reason why I do this is just because I don't have a lot of counter space, as you can see, to put everything out of the fridge. And I guess I could use my dining room table, but I feel like this is just easier and it's a little bit less overwhelming for me. So I took everything out of the side, and I'm just wiping it down with a Clorox wipe. If I have pretty stuck on stains, which normally I do, I like to use my steam cleaner, but I just scrubbed a little bit harder and I just didn't want to get it out. It's kind of, I love it. Don't get me wrong, it's big and a little bit clunky though, and I have to plug it in and you have to heat up the water. And for just this, I just didn't have the motivation to use it tonight just because it was late. If I would have used it for other cleaning, I probably would have gotten it out. But like I said, at this point, it was late or getting late in the night. And so I was like, I just want to hurry up and get this done. It does look so much better though. I did also pull out my magic eraser. There's some kind of like yellow stain in here. I don't think it's from me, but it could be. I'm not sure. I thought it was my banana pepper juice, but I don't feel like it would leave that bad of a stain. So I don't know what that is, but couldn't get that off all the way. But I'm trying to keep things a little bit more clean so I don't have to do so much cleaning when we're out of here. So once I'm done with that, I'm just putting everything back, and then I'll go ahead and take everything out of the main part of the fridge. And I did this, I feel like, at a great time. If you can, I would suggest cleaning out your fridge before you go grocery shopping. And that's what I did. I didn't end up going grocery shopping until Saturday morning. Yes, sorry, Saturday morning. Also need to hydrate. So Saturday morning is when I did my grocery shopping. So I was able to see everything that was in here. I threw some stuff away that had gone bad. And I feel like that always helps me figure out what I need for the week, what I don't need for the week. And so I'm hopefully not overbuying, or I've also been guilty of buying the same thing. It's usually cucumbers. I forget there's cucumbers in there. And then I buy a new pack and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't need those. So like I said, I'm trying to be much better about being aware of what's in my fridge, what needs to be eaten, so that I don't waste as much food as we normally do.
I don't know if you guys can see, but I do have liners like the one you see right there. I'm just drying it off, but I like to keep these in the fridge just so that if there is any spillage or anything that hopefully they catch it. Obviously, it didn't catch it at the very bottom or in the drawers, but I feel like it just helps a little bit. I have like the racks on the first two sections, as you can kind of see right there, and so I feel like they wouldn't probably get super dirty if I didn't have the mats, but I don't know. I just liked having them down just in case anything got on there that I couldn't get off. I think especially for an apartment, it's really nice to have that in there so that I can just take it off and wipe it down. And as you can see now, I am wiping off this very last section, and then I'm also taking out my fruit and veggie drawers. Those just had a lot of crumbs in them, and then obviously some stains down here. That looks pretty bad, but I'm lucky that I was able to get it off. And then there's also like a crack down there in my fridge. I don't know how that happened, if I dropped something or if it was somebody else, but hopefully I don't get charged for that. I don't know how they would do that, but I probably should have taken pictures when I moved in, just because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is probably going to need to be fixed. I mean, we were here for probably 4 years, maybe like 4 and 3 months, I think, because I think we moved in October of 21. So yeah, I feel like there's things that are just bound to happen, and I just put down a really low non-refundable deposit, so I'm hoping that will cover most of it and they don't charge me too much for anything else that kind of went wrong. But they did say like anything that's not normal wear and tear, like I did put like plants on my windowsill, and I had newspaper underneath and I would water them, and the newspaper like stuck to the windowsill, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I almost just kind of hope whoever walks through here just doesn't do a very good job, but I guess I'll just deal with it as it comes. And I feel like what they do in this apartment specifically is they just paint over everything. Like they don't fix things, it's just painted over with paint. You can just kind of tell. So I don't know. Like I said, it's been a long time since we've been in here. But anyway, back to the cleaning. So I took Clorox wipes and just wiped these out. And then I think I wiped them off with a paper towel too, just to make sure that they were dry before I put things back in there. And that worked out really, really well. I thought, like I said too, I dumped the crumbs in the trash can. Now I'm cleaning off the trash can because that's also gets super dirty on the top. But even though this took a little while, I felt so good at the end of it. My fridge looks 100 times better, and I actually know what's in there and can see it. And I feel like I'm hoping this will help us use up the food that we really need to use up, and it helps me remember what I have and what I need. So this is what it looks like when it's all done. It looks pretty bare, but honestly, I feel like it's good that way for the most part, just because we're able to fill it with things that we're actually gonna eat. And I definitely did that on Saturday.
Hey guys, it is Thursday night. It's about 10:40, 10:45. And as you saw, I finished cleaning out my fridge, which I am super proud of. I did do a few loads of laundry. I have a ton of laundry that needs to be folded. But at this point at night, I am really tired and I'm currently sitting in bed, and that's where I'm going to be staying for the rest of the night. I did get our lunches packed and did some dishes, and so I didn't do as much as I wanted, but I am happy with the things that I was able to get done. I did do some loads of laundry. I have a ton, like 3, 4, 5 loads that need to be folded. And I was going to do it tonight and stay up pretty late, but I think I'm just going to save it for tomorrow. And it's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I know that not everything can get done during the day, even though I don't know if there's like a day that goes by that I feel like I did enough household chores, really, because I feel like that's just one of the most daunting things, or like I could have done this or this could have gotten done. But today I'm going to be proud of what I got accomplished and knowing that it can wait until tomorrow. So I will check back in tomorrow on Friday and see how much we can get done. And then depending on how much we can get done, I will possibly take this over into the weekend. So we'll see what we can get done. Hey guys, so today is Saturday. It is not Friday. Like I said, I would come back on here and finish up some of the things I had on my list, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get anything done last night besides a little bit of laundry. So I still need to sweep excuse me, the floor and mop the floor and then change my tablecloth and I think vacuum my living room. So I'm hoping, excuse me, to try to get those done either later tonight or tomorrow, but I have another project that I really want to work on and get started with tonight. And I'm gonna do a separate video for that, but I'm gonna go ahead and like reorganize my daughter's clothes because we need to start working on that, kind of seeing what she needs for the upcoming winter time season. And then we're also have some life changes kind of going on. So I think I'm going to make a separate video about that, just kind of updating if anybody cares, just kind of updating what our life is going to look like within the next couple of months. So I am excited for that. It's going to be different. It's going to be a little bit life-changing, but I'm hoping that it goes well. And then within a few more months after that, things will look even more different. So anyway, I'm a little bit disappointed that I wasn't able to get as much done as I thought I was, but as everybody knows, life happens. Things don't always go our way, and I'm trying to be a little bit better about realizing that, but I'm a person that likes a plan. I like to get things done. I like to feel productive, but at the same time, need to remember we need to slow down, and I need to slow down specifically, and sometimes it's more important to spend time with family or do other things besides cleaning and, you know, organizing and things like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate every single view. I am so super grateful for the small little community I have created here with you all. It makes me so happy. If you are not already, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to start working on my next video, and so stay tuned for that. It's going to be decluttering and just organizing both mine and then my daughter's closet. I'm going to start looking at what things we need to get rid of and then what things we're going to keep. And so yeah, like I said, thanks so much again for watching, and I'll see you in my next one, hopefully. Bye for now.